Hello, YouTube. I'm back after a very long break, and it's been over a year, I think, since my last video. Um, I've been busy, and a lot of things have happened. You know, it's been a rough time actually, without getting into too many details. But yeah, I've experienced some very interesting things, some very strange things too, and it's been a difficult time. You know. Um, I really have kind of woken up to the realization that life is actually very difficult to live, especially as a young dude, just trying to find his way around, find his way in life, find his way in the world. And, and like, I know a lot of young men nowadays struggle with like mental health issues. It's, we say that we don't talk about it much, right? But then, well, we do, because that's literally all you see on like the news and stuff. When you search up videos on YouTube, that's literally all you see. But, um, I've noticed that, like, with Gen Z, especially, mental health illnesses are like rampant. It's not uncommon at all to go onto the comment section of a YouTube channel or like anywhere on the internet, and see like guys discussing how like they feel lonely or like social outcasts. Um, I mean, if you've been on these forums, then you know what I'm talking about, right? For those of you who don't actually have a life outside of going on. I'm sure not everyone in the audience is a is a complete shut-in, but you know, nowadays with technology, less and less people are going outside. And yeah, apologies for sniffing. I actually have, maybe you can tell from the sound of my throat, but like came down with a bit of a cold this week, and I've just begun to recover. So yeah, if I make any weird noises, because my nose is blocked and stuffy, and my throat was quite sore the last few days. But yeah, I've been very busy, you know. Um, I've had things to do, um, but I've got a lot of, plans for this channel, um, because I feel like it's got a lot of potential, and I've got a lot of like new YouTube video ideas that I want to experiment with. There's a lot of like, you know, videos coming up in the future, hopefully. So there's going to be a lot more, better content. And I'm working on my editing skills. I know, like my editing skills still not aren't that great, right? But I'm working on them. So hopefully the content's going to be a lot high quality. So yeah, I do need to get a better mic too, actually. Like that's all, same thing as usual, but those are plans I've got. Uh, but yeah, um, but as you can see from, the introduction of this video, we're going to be talking about some pretty deep things today, to be honest. Like, it's just that time of the year, Um, mental health issues are rampant, like I said, in Gen Z, especially young men, aged like 18 to 30 or 18 to 25, whatever the age range is. But yeah, like guys are just giving up, And I thought that I would sort of like start this video off, right? Restart the what's the word for it? Bear in mind, I'm not even scripting any of this stuff. I'm just winging it because I don't believe in scripting. This is not like some sort of presentation that I'm rehearsing. I'm just saying what I'm saying, right? This is raw, unedited footage, yeah, unscripted, in its most authentic version, form, whatever. But yeah, if we talk about this kind of stuff, then you've got to mention that, a lot of guys are. Wait, what was I saying again? Now I've got it backtrack, but a lot of dudes are giving up. I see, and even when I sort of go outside, I do see a lot of guys struggling, sort of, to like fit in, like make friends. It is pretty difficult. It is quite difficult, unfortunately. So many people have depression, you know, anxiety disorders. Um, and what do you actually do about that when you have these problems? What is the solution? Okay. Uh, you go to your doctor or GP or whatever your healthcare provider is, and they just prescribe you with a bunch of medication, which isn't very helpful because these drugs do have lots of severe side effects. I mean, antidepressants, right? You can read all the countless studies on these things that are done. Um, it's really like what antidepressants do. They kind of like make you numb. Like I had a friend who took them, right? And he told me that they just made him numb. Like you don't feel any more emotions, which isn't what you want to do. Uh, you want to feel emotions, but you want to feel good about yourself, right? I don't think that is not a solution. Um, I know a lot of guys out there also feel quite lonely, and I know we don't like talking about these kind of things, but it's important to. And I don't mean to, like restart the channel on such a like heavy, like dark kind of notes, but because I've also been going through some things myself, so I kind of do understand how a lot of uh, dudes feel out there. You know, gosh, um, even we talk about like loneliness, right? That's also another like big problem. Uh, like people, guys feel lonely because they haven't got anyone, they have very few friends, uh, they're not in a relationship, they're struggling. Um, we're kind of like just falling apart. And it's sad to see, you know, um, it's sad to see like the male suicide rate is insanely high, which really bothers me too. You know, but I mean, like like these sorts of things, they need to be dealt with. Like you have to come up with some sort of strategy. You can't just give up. Giving up is not the solution, right? You can't just give up on your life like that. Um, so what can you do really? Uh, I don't know, like a lot of guys are also very like frustrated, right? Like, they don't get girls and that kind of stuff, so they start giving up on women and dating too because the dating market is also very messed up nowadays. I agree. There's several factors here, like social media is to blame. That's why less and less people nowadays interact with each other. Like everyone's stuck on their phones with their earphones plugged in. No one speaks to each other anymore. Um, it's like, and social media is also bad because when you go on Instagram, whatever, you see on your feed, right? These like people having like amazing lives and whatnot, and you kind of compare to that, and it just messes up your perception. It ruins your standards too, because I can assure you that the people who are making those posts, that is not what their life is like on a day-to-day basis, right? It's just, I like to use the analogy that social media is like everyone's personal TV show, and like TV shows, what you know, dramas, they only show like the nice parts, right? The most exciting parts of life, chapters of life, right? You click on every post is like an episode, every reel is like every highlight is like an episode, drama of these people's lives, basically. It's not realistic at all. We all know day-to-day life isn't like that, obviously. Um, but I don't want to go off on a tangent too much, but yeah, social media is a big reason for that, to be honest. And a lot of guys, um, don't know what to do, like if you're lost, right? Maybe you're unemployed, maybe you've got, like I said, mental health problems that haven't been addressed. Maybe you're not physically well. Maybe you feel hopeless, like frustrated, right? These are all common things you need to experience. I'm sure a lot of men have experienced it. Um, but what can you do, really? I think it's because the thing is, like what I say is right, because you need to find get some sort of solution now. Like, or you don't really have to find a solution, but you have to find a way to make things a bit better for yourself. One something that I think is sorry, fundamental, monumental in this is that um, building mental resilience, so you can actually push through all of this, um, the burden of life. I was listening to David Goggins' audiobook, uh, Can't Hurt Me, and I recommend it. It was a really good listen. Um, it opened up my eyes to like how tough life can be. There's a lot of hardships to go through in life. I mean, David Goggins' life was just crazy, right? What I heard in the audiobook was just insane. That's why I recommend everyone should go and listen to it. Um, I think the first step, yeah, right, to get yourself out of the rock bottom is to reframe your mind. Um, a lot of us have this like woe is me mentality. Okay, I'll be honest, right? I might get flamed for this. I don't care. It's true. A lot of us guys, we have this woe is me mentality, right? Um, we like to give up easily. Oh, like, why is this happening to me? It's not my fault. We like to blame the things around us, the external factors that we can't control. Uh, you know, instead of actually taking accountability for for those things. I know you can't take accountability for everything. That's unreasonable, but things that are in your control, you should. You know, um, this video is more about like trying to build that mental resilience, that mental toughness to push through and achieve your goals and be more successful in life. Whatever your success is, like that's success. Everyone's idea of success is different. It's a very subjective term. Um, I guess for some guys that might be like having a nice job, having their own family, having a nice house. Some people might want to become millionaires or whatever, or something, start their own business. I don't know. Or maybe some of you just want to find inner peace. That's also like could be a good type of success. Whatever it is, really. But these are all interesting buzzwords like success, um, you know, like happiness. But what I'm trying to say is that if you build that mental toughness, that resilient mindset, it'll take you very far in life, right? And I think, to be honest, a lot of guys do like discipline, right? We like discipline. Guys don't want to go to the gym. Guys don't want to put in the work for certain things. Um, like if you're at a rock bottom, yeah, you've got no discipline, you're suffering from major depression. How do you actually climb out of this? Well, I found that you should take it slow. Chip away at it bit by bit every single day. And what do I mean by that? Well, um, using the concept of progressive overload. You see, in the gym, right? When we go to the gym, we we don't start off by benching 2 plates. Yeah, no one does. 100 kilos or 225, unless you're a freak, right? You're not going to bench press that much weight. Um, your first time in the gym. Most most people are going to start off by benching the bar, right? In a similar fashion, you cannot jump from being this dude who's depressed, who's miserable, who's like given up on life, yeah, who's always lying in bed, to suddenly becoming like this, uh, what's the word for it? Like this superstar, yeah, who works out 6 days a week, who is like grinding and starting some business and has applied for like 20 jobs or something like that. It's, I personally think, it's unrealistic. To suddenly go like, just jumping into the deep end like that, I think it's unrealistic. And most people don't actually have it's a muscle, like discipline and willpower are both muscles. The more you train them, the stronger they're going to get. And the better, the more endurance you'll have over time. You have to apply this concept of progressive overload in life too. And this is applies to literally anything, to be honest, even like social skills, right? It's a hack, in my opinion. You start off small, then you slowly build up momentum, and over time you get better and better and better. Yeah. So you've got to do that with discipline too. So maybe you can't go to the gym fine. Then just do whatever you can. You drop down and do like 10 push-ups. If you can't do 10, do 5. If you can't do 5, do 2. If you can't even do 2 regular push-ups, do like 10 knee push-ups, like on your knees, right? You can start somewhere. And then the next day you do 10 more, and then maybe add like a pull-up the day after. Maybe next week you do like, a set of squats, push-ups, and pull-ups. And, maybe like next month you're doing like full-on calisthenics workouts in your house. And the month after that, maybe you can slowly transition going back to the gym. But it takes time. I want to stress that it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of time, it takes effort to do this, right? It's not easy, but yeah, that is, I think, one of the keys to building mental resilience. It's just being extremely disciplined, because we look for that source of motivation, right? That sudden burst of motivation, which never comes. Oh, sorry, it does come, but it's like fleeting, right? It comes in like spurts and spurts. You can't run out of motivation to carry you forward. You've got to build a discipline. That's one thing, and and yeah, like I said, it's very important to reframe the mind to try to view things more positively instead of having this, woe is me mindset. Try to think about things more positively, right? Um, because when you have the woe is me mindset, right, and you kind of feel pathetic, your self-esteem is going to go down naturally as a result. Um, and that just isn't good. Having low self-esteem sucks. Okay. It becomes an endless cycle of negativity. And to break out of that, you need a bit of force. And that force is the discipline. And then, you can start to reframe your mind and think things more positively, basically. Um, and then, yeah, once you get the ball rolling and you start to build the momentum, that's it. You've opened the floodgates. Now you can begin your journey to enlightenment. I couldn't think of a better word, sorry. But yeah, I mean, building discipline with the concept of progressive overload and reframing the mind. I think those are two key steps to building mental toughness. And another thing, another like hack I want to share is that you should do things that make you feel uncomfortable, because those things are never going to go anywhere. You can't run away from them. You are going to have to face them one day in your life. Better now than never, right? So you have to step outside your comfort zone. Um, Cold showers, yeah, memes aside, this whole video seems like a meme, right? Like some masculinity meme, like David Goggin's cold showers. But no, trust me, dude. Like cold showers are a serious like tool you can use in your arsenal. Um, I was taking cold showers, and then I got a cold. I don't know. I know it's probably not related to that because that's not how the biology of viruses work. But, cold showers, right, are a game changer. Um, because you're literally like kind of like putting yourself in a scenario where you're forcing yourself to do something. You're stepping under the cold water. It feels intimidating. It feels like you don't want to do it, but then you go in and you do it anyway, right? And that kind of starts to naturally almost reframe your mind to view things differently, more positively. Um, I found that cold showers, like, I think it definitely is very beneficial. Um, Taking cold showers, or even it doesn't have to be cold shower, but doing something that's challenging, right? Um, every single day, something that you find challenging, but you go and do it anyway. forcing yourself to do that thing, right? Again, take it slow, take it easy at first, and slowly build up. You've got to microdose these things. You've got to microdose and then progressively overload, right? You start off by microdosing, then you progressively overload until you can handle more and more. And yeah, that's then your mind sort of naturally starts to reframe itself, right? To think more positively. Um, but yeah, it doesn't have to be cold showers. It could be like doing a very, very tough physical challenge every single day. Um, like there's something called like the horse stance. I think it's like something. It's like it's something that's practiced a lot in martial arts. Um, it's like this kind of wide squat position, like an isometric that you hold. Your like hands outstretched in front of you, usually, um, and it burns, right? It burns. Um, but you know, you can start doing that, testing your endurance. Okay, physical fitness equates to mental fitness. And a healthy body means a healthy mind, and vice versa. Um, this takes time and it takes a lot of work, right? The things I've just discussed in this video, but implementing them into your life, you know, taking it slowly, day at a time, can bring around massive changes. And I just want to make it clear, right? I know like this advice and whatever I've just talked about doesn't help with like, oh yeah, maybe you think you're unattractive or you're like short or you're balding. I know a lot of guys feel very insecure about these things nowadays, especially because like looks have become so important. Like, oh yeah, you think, oh, I'm still poor. Okay, fine, fair enough. Like, well, girls still like me, whatever. But look, you can't. Some of those things you can't control. Your height, you can't control. Right? Your face, you can't control that. Your hair, you can, but not really. If someone's attracted to you or not, you can't control. Certain things like there's like luck and whatnot. Right? There's various different circumstances and factors that come into play here. But try to control what you can. Um, you have a lot of power over how you think and how you view the world around you and how you approach life. And trust me, that alone, um, you know, takes you a long way, right? Uh, just having that mindset, even starting to build that mindset, building the mental toughness and resilience is a massive step forward, right? Because it's like it's like the core of everything, yeah. Um, you want to go off and do anything, like start a business or start working out, right? But then you kind of drop that. Why? Because you haven't got the discipline and the resilience, mental resilience to push through. So you got to start off, you got to take a step back and start from square zero, not even square one, square zero, which is, building that discipline and that mental resilience slash toughness first. And then everything else follows through. But yeah, uh, that's just kind of, me just talking into the mic. I hope this helps to whoever listens to it. Um, I know this video is, kind of like a bit strange video. This is kind of me again doing a revival of the channel, but I thought it was much needed. It's a new year. Uh, just begun the new year. Yeah, I hope that this year is good for the channel too in terms of growth. Well, whoever is listening, if anyone is listening to this, I wish you all a pleasant year. Hopefully there's a great year ahead of you. Lots of growth, lots of gains. Lots of like positivity. I hope. But yeah, the channel is, I guess you could say, it's revived officially. Going forward, I will try. I can't make any promises, but I'll try to post twice a week. Um, and yeah, I also want to. One of my goals for this year is to take this channel to the next level. Which it currently is. It's nothing, right? I've got nothing at the moment. I know my video quality is horrible. I don't have many views or anything like that, but it's a work in progress, right? I did abandon this channel and I had to come back to it. But yeah, and like I said, in the future I'll be dropping more like videos. I've got a lot of video ideas coming up. There's like more about this like self-improvement kind of topic. I wanted to I'm trying to make a more comprehensive like kind of glow up guide that might help a lot more. Yeah, so more on that later. Uh, but that's it for now. So yeah, thanks.